Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about the overt and covert narcissism. This is based on my personal opinion of the last few years of research that I've done on the narcissist personality disorder and the difference between calling somebody an overt narcissist and calling somebody a covert narcissist. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. So when it comes to being on the narcissist personality disorder spectrum, someone would need at least 5 of the 9 criteria in the DSM-5. You can have people who have 2 or 3 of the criteria that just have high traits of narcissism. However, if they have things like entitlement, a lack of empathy, and envious of other people, they're going to have very, very high traits of narcissism, and they're not really going to be the kinds of people you want to be spending your time around, because they are going to do their best to exploit you or to bring you down. While trying to understand what we've been through, while trying to understand how other people treat us, while trying to understand how we treat other people, why we accept behaviour we shouldn't accept, why we accept blame for things that we haven't done, why we find it difficult to pass blame back to the rightful owner, why we find it difficult to walk away from those we care about, why we feel guilt. We can start looking into the different characteristics of the disorder as to the kind of person we personally were dealing with. And one of those differences is the overt narcissist and the covert narcissist. And in my personal opinion, based on the information I've looked into, most, if not all, narcissists are overt. And most, if not all, narcissists are covert. It's more to do with whether you're dealing with a grandiose narcissist who believes they are better than all others and usually has people around them who agree with them, or whether you're dealing with a fragile narcissist who's always the victim, always been through far worse than everybody else, who believes they deserve pity, believes they deserve the special attention, but also the world around them doesn't agree with them. They are the very hard done to people in the world. And most of us have had difficulties in our lives. Most of us have been through some sort of tragedy within our lives. Most of us are here to learn, grow and overcome things, to gather our strength. Some people try to take the quick route of using others to get their needs met. Other people try to help others to get their needs met. And when one is narcissistic and one isn't, when one is trying to exploit and one is trying to help, it's a mixture for disaster. So when it comes to overt narcissism, this is when it's obvious, this is when it's in your face. And although we can say it's obvious, we can say it's in your face, when we don't have the understanding of what we are dealing with, we do not know what we are dealing with. Life's a learning curve, life's a journey. If we don't have the knowledge, we don't have the information. And if we are raised by one, we accept that behaviour as normal, that we should never have accepted. So you can have an obvious grandiose narcissist. They are going to be arrogant. They're going to be unpleasantly proud of who they are as a person. Grandiose. That exaggerated sense of self, the inflated ego, preoccupied with themselves and getting their own needs met, lacking in self-awareness, oblivious to the impact they have on those around them. High risk takers, because they will take a risk and if they fail, they will blame somebody else for their failures. Prone to boredom, dominant, envious of others, entitled, exploitative, competitive, lacks empathy. And most narcissists can have these things. Most narcissists feel entitled. Most narcissists lack empathy. Some just do it in more of an obvious, in your face kind of way. Some are more outrageous in the things they do to people. Some will happily move in with their next door neighbour and expect everybody else to just deal with it because they don't see themselves as the problem. They believe they're above others. They believe they're above the law. They believe they're entitled to do as they please, and everyone else should just clear up after them. They are unpleasantly proud of who they are, so they can be themselves wherever they are. However, they are still hiding things from people just because they are loud, just because they are brash, just because they are in your face, just because they will boast about doing things that perhaps they shouldn't be doing, doesn't mean they're not hiding things from you. And when it comes to overt narcissism, you can have overt narcissism within a fragile narcissist, because they might not to the outside world, but with you personally, and often with the outside world, they are going to be playing the victim. They are going to be guilt-tripping people. They're going to have those hidden passive-aggressive behaviours. They are going to overtly sulk. They are going to obviously sulk in front of a big crowd of people, in front of their family, if they're not getting their own way. A grandiose narcissist will overtly be the life and the soul of the party. They will steal the limelight. They will steal the show with their charm, with their arrogance. A fragile narcissist will overtly steal the show with their sulks, with their silence. The fragile narcissist can be very impatient, and they can overtly show this, or they can covertly show this. The fragile narcissist is still envious of others. They believe they're very hard done to and that other people have all the luck. They think they're entitled to things. They believe that other people have stolen from them what they rightfully deserve. The fragile narcissist is more neglectful in obvious ways, but people can empathise with their neglect a lot easier than an overt narcissist, who will shower people with attention, affection and support and then withdraw it. A fragile narcissist will play the victim more to get attention, affection and support from those around them, and then when they're not getting the attention, affection and support that they believe they're entitled to, they will fall silent on you. A grandiose narcissist usually has the charm to back them up. Both grandiose and fragile have that self-serving empathy. They empathise for what they're going through and not what other people are going through. They've always achieved far better than others, or they've always suffered far worse than others. And when it comes to covert narcissism, not openly displayed is the meaning of covert, not openly displayed. A grandiose narcissist is not going to openly display their emotions, their vulnerabilities, their weaknesses, their true intent. They're not going to openly display the fact that they are exploiting people if they believe they're not going to be able to exploit somebody. A fragile narcissist is not going to openly display their intent behind their behaviour. They're going to try and cover up their behaviour. Whether they are grandiose or fragile, most, if not all, narcissists pass the blame, because they are covertly trying to hide the things that they have done to people by passing the blame over to other people. Because grandiose fragile, they don't believe they're the problem, they don't believe they're at fault. The fragile is more prone to playing the victim. A grandiose can also play the victim. If they believe that by playing the victim it can get them out of taking responsibility, it can make other people accountable for their own behaviour, they can escape consequences for their actions if they play the victim. Even the most grandiose of narcissists will play the victim to get out of something. Narcissists rarely think, I shouldn't have done that, and often think, how can I get away with that? We all make mistakes in life. There is those who can take ownership of their mistakes and those who don't want to take ownership of their emotions, of their pain. So they shift the blame over to somebody else to escape any feelings of shame, to escape any feelings of pain. Any pain they are in is always somebody else's fault. Any pain you are in is always your fault to a narcissist. They act covertly because they don't truly want to open up to other people. Many of them will feel insecure. They will find it difficult to connect with other people because they can't open up to other people, because they can't open up to painful emotions. And if they do on a temporary basis, when they hit that reality gap, is usually when some people go on self-destruct. A narcissist will go on destroying other people to feel better about themselves. We all make mistakes. We can all feel shame. We can all feel pain. There is those people who accept how they feel, who see those feelings within another person and try to help that other person so that other person doesn't feel like that. And then there is those people who try to bring other people down to feel better about themselves. So when it comes to overt narcissism, if we don't know what it is, we don't recognise what they are doing. There is the overt narcissism where they will obviously act grandiose. They will obviously shower people with attention. They will exaggerate and be incredibly boastful on who they are as a person, usually exaggerations of things that they've achieved. And then there are those who will obviously go into the woe is me victim mindset. And not all who talk about their achievements and not all who talk about their woes in life are narcissists. People would need at least 5 of those 9 characteristics. This is talking about narcissists who behave in this way. And all narcissists will act covertly. They will all hide things from you that they don't want you to find out about. And they can cross over to meet a need of their own. I shall link in the video description the video I did at the end of last year on the overt narcissist and the video I did last year on the covert narcissist, when it should more be overt narcissism and covert narcissism, because they can cross over to meet a need of their own. The thing is, if you're dealing with people who don't take responsibility for their behaviour, who make you think you're responsible for everything they do wrong as well as everything you do wrong, who aren't willing to compromise, who invalidate your feelings, who gaslight your reality, who break promises on you, who never apologise to you unless it's a false apology of I'm sorry you to get their own needs met. If somebody brings the worst out in you, if you don't feel happy around someone, if you don't feel safe around someone, whether they are narcissistic or not, they're not the kinds of people you want to be around. Abuse is abuse and there is no excuse. The narcissist personality disorder is a reason behind their behaviour, and it gives many people an understanding behind someone else's behaviour, behind someone else's treatment of you. It is not to excuse what they have done to you. We have to take ownership of our behaviour and our mistakes, and if somebody is not willing to do the same, then we need to safely walk away from that person. Any thoughts on the video? Please do add those into the comments. I am currently full for one-to-one coaching. I have partnered with BetterHelp and their sponsored link is in the description if you'd like to take a look at that. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.